have a lot to get to this morning, from a story raising some questions about airline security to Omarosa's shocking interview with Savannah just over an hour ago. Did you see this? Yeah. Oh, my goodness. We're going to get to it. And then we'll have the latest on the Meghan Markle family drama. Joining me now to discuss what's making the rounds today, NBC's Stephanie Gosk and Jenna Hager, along with Matt Iseman, co-host of
American Ninja Warrior.
American Ninja Warrior. Okay, so can we start with this 29-year-old airline worker? Have you heard of the story? This guy was able to steal an empty passenger plane. I mean, like a big one, 78-seater, from Seattle's main airport and fly it around for an hour, doing crazy stunts in the air before crashing, ending his own life. Now, there are a lot of questions about why he did it and how he did it, how it could happen, and NBC's Hans Nichols has the story. Watch.
Overnight, the FBI announcing they've recovered the plane's flight data and cockpit voice recorders. They hope that the black boxes will shed new light on what led to Richard Russell's high-flying joyride. On Friday, Russell flew this 76-seat commercial aircraft through the skies over Seattle.
What the hell?
After stealing the plane from SeaTac, one of the country's busiest airports, he talked to air traffic controllers while doing wild airborne stunts.
All right, hey, pilot guy, can this thing do a backflip, you think?
Controllers questioning his experience as a pilot.
Just flying the plane around, do you seem comfortable with that?
Oh, hell yeah, it's a blast, man. I played video games before, so I know what I'm doing a little bit.
Flying upside down and doing loops, his aerial acrobatics stunning onlookers. And scrambling fighter jets in response.
We're trying to do a barrel roll, and if that goes good, now just go nose down and call it a night.
The flight ending in a fiery crash into an island in Puget Sound. Russell didn't survive. Amazingly, no others were hurt.
He worked his shift. I believe he was in uniform.
For 3.5 years, he was employed by Horizon Air, owned by Alaskan Air.
The doors to the airplanes are not keyed like a car. There's not an ignition key.
A source close to the investigation says Russell used a towing tractor to back the plane onto a runway.
His wheels are smoking left and right.
The incident reveals a troubling security gap at our nation's airports, where thousands of ramp workers and mechanics have access to planes.
This is something that aviation security is not designed to prevent. It's not designed to try and defend against.
Zachary Orr was shocked to learn his longtime friend was involved.
He just wasn't the type of person to do anything dark, anything drastic.
Russell's personality shining through in a YouTube video.
So many bags. Look at all them bags.
But his final trip ending in tragedy.
Just a broken guy. Got a few screws loose, I guess. Never really knew it until now.
Unbelievable. To me, all the reports about this guy are that he was kind, he was thoughtful, truly beloved. It wasn't like long history of problems, you know. It's like some sort of a snap, some sort of a break. And where did he get the flight training?
It's unbelievable. You know, there's so many different elements of this story, but the security question just is the one that sticks out the most to me. There's so many indignities when you travel, right? The plastic knife at breakfast, the screening of your bags, all of the things that happen to you. My dry shampoo gets taken every time I go through security.
Totally.
But you put up with it because you say, we need good security. This guy went through an unlocked door, turned a plane on without a key. How can that possibly be the case?
Well, I mean, let's keep in mind this guy was an employee, so clearly he's had some background checks to be on the tarmac, to be around the plane. So it's not as though this was somebody who just walked in off the streets, walked onto the tarmac and got into a plane. But still, it does beg the question how he was able to take off in the plane. And I think there's just a certain amount of we can't vet for everything. And like we said, I mean, my guess is there's some mental illness involved here. Now, the question was he hiding it, or was this something that was sudden onset? And we may not know. And what's hard to know is, based on all accounts, this was a normal guy. And even listening to him, I mean, he's making people laugh. This doesn't sound like a depressed guy. But that statement, I guess I'm a guy who just has a few screws loose.
His friend gave a statement. His friend gave an interview, and we don't know. You can't diagnose CTE, you know, the brain disease that you get from repeated trauma to your head. And it can be slight traumas. But his friend said they played football together, and his friend was saying, I believe he had something along those lines. Now, we've never seen that result in, like, at this age, something rash like this.
Although there have been some very young people with CTE.
There have.
You know, the fact that this happened and it was unbelievable that he could do these tricks, you know, it has people admiring him, but also his family, who is hurting, no doubt. You know, his wife, he said on the recording, I have people that love me that are going to hope I don't do this.
Right.
I think it really helps us realize that we talk about all these illnesses all the time, but the one that we don't talk about enough is mental illness. If he was suffering from some other disease, it would have been talked about. There's still so much shame, and I think it's important we talk about it.
Yeah, that's right. I want to hear like a psychiatrist analyze what we heard on that tape. You know, the sort of the playfulness and the willingness to do the tricks and all that right before you know you're going to.
He alluded to it. I'm just going to barrel roll, then nose this in and call it a night. And that's what had he landed this plane and it just been a joyride, then it's a totally different story of a guy who just does something that everyone dreams of, taking a plane out, who's played a video game.
I don't dream of that. I don't dream of that.
No, it's really.
I don't even like being a passenger.
This is so heartbreaking.
It's a nightmare.
To think of a 29-year-old who's no longer around and leaves behind a wife and parents.
Well, hopefully now there will be some security measures taken. I mean, you know, it's like our imaginations are limited sometimes and how to protect ourselves. But
what would we have been talking about today? Had that plane been flown into the Space Needle?
Absolutely right.
This would be.
They would have completely revamped everything. All right, so we have to shift from that interesting man and choice to Omarosa. Also an interesting person. Now I know you guys were waiting in like the holding area today before the show, but did you see the Omarosa interview with Savannah? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple highlights. She's got a new book out. You know, she left the White House. She was fired. And yesterday on Meet the Press, she unveiled one soundbite she had taped General Kelly firing her, which was an interesting choice to let us all hear him telling her she was fired for integrity issues. And now today she's claiming, right? Today she told Savannah in a very testy interview, not testy on Savannah's side, but on Omarosa's side. Shock, I know if you know Omarosa, you're shocked by that. That President Trump was caught on tape, according to her, using the N-word when he hosted The Apprentice and Celebrity Apprentice, and that she's heard it. She said that to Chuck Todd yesterday as well. Savannah got a few more details out of her. Listen here.
Heard it. How long is that tape?
It's about 3 minutes.
Is it audio or video? Because these are supposed to be camera outtakes.
It's audio.
Okay. And what is the context?
But
how
I'm going to allow you, just like most Americans, to read the book.
But this isn't in the book.
No. But the talk about the N-word tape is throughout the book.
You've heard this
Have you read the book?
Yes, but have you?
Okay. I have. I answered that question, Savannah. So what's the next question?
Just I was curious the context in which you allege the president used the N-word.
He was talking about some African Americans in the production during the course of The Apprentice, which is unacceptable.
I know. Well, I saw Hoda right before we went out for the Today Show tease. Hoda was eating something. She goes, it's stress eating. It's stress eating. feeling the stress. It was an incredible exchange. I felt uncomfortable too. Poor Savannah, she handled it beautifully. But Omarosa, you know, she approaches a lot of these interviews like she's being attacked with every question.
Yeah, but look,
and she's not being attacked.
Savannah Guthrie can do an incredibly tough interview. I wouldn't want to be interviewed by Savannah when she's after something. This was not a tough interview. I mean, it was.
So why would you work there if you say all these mean things about it? And she's like, calm down, calm down.
At the beginning, she's like, we have all the time. Savannah, stop asking me so many questions at once. We have all the time. And at the end, she's like, I have to go.
I have to go right now. Right now.
But I will say, you know, Savannah is a dear friend. I know you're friends with her, too. She's a great friend of mine. And I texted her right afterwards and I said, you never looked more lovely or gracious.
Totally unflappable.
Because I wanted to, like, cry.
But you know what? I just have to say, one thing anybody should remember when they come on somebody else's show is the audience is going to be with the host. Don't attack the host.
Yeah.
The audience loves Savannah. It's not a good idea to start attacking the host. But can we talk about the actual allegation? Because what everybody's asking is this going to be the thing? If there really is such a tape, And the tape gets released because she's saying it's going to be an election surprise, that they're going to release this tape, and on it you're going to hear the President of the United States use the N-word, she says, repeatedly. Repeatedly. Does that actually, I mean, the Teflon Don, can he withstand even that?
Tom Arnold was the one who broke this allegation. He's been talking about this
and all good news stories. Tom Arnold is at the heart of every big story.
Again, you know, we've seen that things Trump has said on tape have not come out to bite him. Now, this, obviously, the N-word is a very politicized word and would be a different case. But what's amazing to me is that we're listening to Omarosa, who clearly has studied at the altar of the greatest promotional person of all time, Trump.
Well put.
And that's what she's done with her career, is constantly reinvented herself. When she left the White House, she went immediately back into reality TV on Celebrity Big Brother, where she was promoting her book.
Yeah.
Again, she's here promoting her book, and us talking about it. All we're doing is driving sales for her book.
That's exactly right.
This is the best case scenario for her book release, and she's gotten everything she's wanted out of it.
That's a very good point. You know, as to whether it have a political impact, you know, you could ask yourself that question. You could also ask yourself whether, if the president were caught on camera saying you can grab women by the P word and do whatever you want to them when you're a celebrity, would that sink him? As it turns out, no. It wouldn't. And so we'll see whether this actually gets released and whether the American people respond to it, if in fact it exists.
Well, it'll all be in our books, man.
It'll be in our books. All right, coming up next, there is new drama with Meghan Markle. Both her mother and her father making news this morning. Not all of it good for the royal family. We'll be right back. We're back now with our panel, NBC's own Stephanie Gosk and Jenna Hager, plus our friend Matt Iseman. And we want to talk about the new royal couple, Meghan Markle. Her mother and her father both making news this morning. So it turns out her mom, Doria, may be moving to the UK, which, why wouldn't you, right? It's like she's there, she lives in a castle, her grandkids are going to be raised there. So amen to that, I say.
She's so lovely.
But the dad is a different story, as you know. Thomas Markle, now he gave yet another interview. The royal family loves when he does this. And said to the Daily Mail that Prince Harry called him, Thomas Markle, before those staged paparazzi photos that he took. And Prince Harry asked Thomas Markle if it was true that he had staged them. And Thomas Markle says he lied to the prince and told him, no, I was being measured for a hoodie. Which is like, what a bad lie.
Custom tailored.
Right? And
go to American Apparel.
Harry called him back after the story broke and said, this never would have happened if you had listened to me. This is what Thomas claims Harry said to him. And then Thomas Markle says, here's the capper, maybe it would be better for you guys if I was dead. Then you could pretend to be sad. Can I tell you, my own reaction to this is, cry me a river.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's getting a little too much enjoyment out of playing the victim here.
I know, but I would also say, in his defense, and I agree with you, and he has given some reprehensible interviews and this whole staging of the hoodie.
The hoodie, right?
But I would also say, having lived in the UK for a number of years, those tabloids are merciless. And when they see someone that they see as vulnerable, they will go after him. And clearly this guy was vulnerable. You had the tabloids going in for the kill. Yeah. They gave him money. They sold his story. He was able to sell his story.
So they should have protected him more? The royals should have?
And the tabloids want nothing more than that piece of information that's going to get at the royal family.
Yeah.
That's what drives them.
So that happened months ago. We talked about this months ago.
Yeah, before the marriage.
He's still giving interviews. I mean, I get that one time, but, 45 interviews later.
Right. No wonder
about your daughter.
No wonder they're cutting off contact, because they talk to him and then he goes and reports what they said.
Yeah.
It's like, is this my parent or is this a reporter?
As a parent, your job is to protect your children.
Yeah.
This is not protecting his little girl. Like,
right.
That bothers me, and I get it once. Like, he probably got tricked into it. I understand.
Totally.
But 45 times later,
right.
And that's an exaggeration.
And then he's like, poor me.
Every day.
It'd be better if I were dead. It's like, oh, come on.
That's really sad. And it's really sad that a family, that everyone has their family issues, but that these are getting played out on the international stage.
And we keep talking about it.
And it's probably not going to be resolved. And this guy just seems like that he and Meghan were really estranged, and this is not a good time to try to fix it, or a good way to go through doing it, wearing hoodies in the tabloids.
Right. A little longer in the strings.
Right.
A little longer in the strings. I don't know. The one is
the privacy,
I know. Just like dignity, right? Like, even if you're not a royal, just for your child's sake, choose the dignified route.
What pressure for the royals? I mean, you think about Princess Diana and what she went through, and this unhappy marriage that she was trying to survive, and just the fact that these people, they surrender their lives for their country. And I think if you've watched The Crown on Netflix, and you see an element of it.
I can't wait for The Crown in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That Crown that Mila and Poppy and all of our kids are going to be watching is going to be juicy.
All right, guys, great to see you. Now, listen, I have to tell our audience that you can catch Matt hosting the Philadelphia finals of
American Ninja Warrior
tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It's one of the best shows on television right here on NBC. We'll be right back.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.